like all you need.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Alright guys, so for today's video, I recently dug into my makeup collection and I found some items that I actually still really love. So I will be using those products today, and also I have new techniques on how to cream contour, and also I will be doing my foundation differently, which is kind of like a shocker. And the product that I will be promoting, cookies. Freaking awesome. They're from Trader Joe's, obviously. You guys need to get them. They are amazing. Let's get started. I found this brand at Whole Foods. I'm sure they sell it at like Target, because I saw it at Target one time, and it's like witch hazel, aloe vera, alcohol-free toner, but they're kind of contradicting themselves because witch hazel is like a form of an astringent. Alright, so I'm gonna put that all over my face. Like when I was trying to get rid of my acne or my breakouts, like nothing worked. Honestly, like now that I'm using this kind of stuff, now my face is clearing up, which is kind of funny. When I was on medication, my skin was really dry, and it was kind of making me hopeless that I wouldn't be able to see my skin go back to normal ever again. I'm gonna put the Bobbi Brown eye cream now, and I really like this eye cream because it's so hydrating, and since I bake, this is such a good method. If you're very dry underneath the eye and you want to bake so you don't crease as much, just wear a very thick eye cream. It seems to work for me, so I really love this spray to prep the skin. This stuff makes your skin tacky though, even my eyelids, which I think is kind of funny. I'm not going to be using moisturizer because this is a form of moisturizer. I feel like it helps to have less skincare items on my face because I feel like with all the breakouts that I had, and it just wasn't helping to have so much on my face. Like before, I would do skincare overload and it was just not good. As you guys know, skin is always changing. A little pro tip: if you guys don't have one of those flaps to put on the hair, put tissue right here on the clip, and then it works as like one of those fancy clips that you see Kim Kardashian wear. Oh my god, so silly. I don't know how some girls can film with their hair down. Okay, so I'm gonna be doing my my foundation, and this is the B45 by YSL. Well, that's the shade name, and I actually think this is a little too light for my liking. This is a sample too, because I wanted to make sure that this was gonna be like my color, but I think I got too light of a shade, so I'm so glad that I just tried it on and not actually bought it, because it would have been a hassle to go back and return it. Like, I actually don't like doing that. It's just annoying. This is an IT Cosmetics. Just to kind of have a base, we don't need to go heavy with the foundation. And I won't put any foundation on my forehead because I crease so much on my forehead. And now for concealer, we're going to use the Born This Way concealer. And this is the shade Light Medium. I really like this concealer because it's just very hydrating, and since I am super dry underneath, this helps me with the baking so I don't look like a scarecrow super dry. Oh my god, like before when I was using the Tarte Shape Tape and I attempted to bake, it was just the most horrible thing ever. Like, never again. And also, I don't really use Tarte Shape Tape as a concealer anymore. I use it more so as a base to conceal my lids. And we're going to use the same technique in the last video, not bringing the concealer so high up because then you're going to have a bulk of product. This concealer also is not a full coverage concealer, but I don't need it to be full coverage because with the second concealer that we're going to use, that one is very full coverage. So this one is more so to just cover up like the purple. So I use it more so for correcting than to brighten. I need to stop hunching. Oh my god, I need to like sit like this or something. Okay, so now with the second concealer, which is the Studio Finish Concealer by MAC. This is such an oldie but a goodie. I don't know why I stopped using it because it's honestly one of the best concealers ever. And this is the reason why I don't, my under eye looks so much better, because before when I used to use the Tarte Shape Tape, it would make my eye, well, it would make my under eye super duper dry, like oh my god. And then this helps it look not so dry, because since I'm putting all that powder, it sits very well on top of this creamy concealer. And I love doing this because it's just the best thing ever. Now I don't crease, now I don't have a lot of problems with my under eye looking like a scarecrow, honestly. And I really like brightening with this concealer, and I really like this concealer because it covers everything. Obviously it covered my my sunspot, and also I forgot to mention the shade for those who were wondering. This is the NC20, so I like to use that shade for brightening. It's very universal as well, like a lot of people can use that shade, that the NC20 to brighten. Like a lot of people use NW25 to conceal. It's funny because before I would actually use this kind of concealer in NW25, like I said, and then I would put a concealer like this on top that was lighter to brighten, but I do it reverse now and it works just fine. Like you get the same effect. But I was telling my Instagram peoples that I wish I was as comfortable talking to you guys as I am talking on Instagram stories, because I feel like when I get on here, like my mind goes blank, and you can go on your chin if you want to, and then kind of like dab it with this end of the beauty blender to kind of disperse the product outwards. Cool technique that I like to do. I'm not very good at cream contouring, and for those people who aren't very good at cream contouring as well, instead of blending it with a brush just like how everyone else seems to do it, literally what I like to do is grab my beauty blender and my favorite cream contour product, and I like to just go directly on the product like this. If you have a stick, just like kind of draw it first and then just blend it upwards with your beauty blender, but since this is more of like a pot, I just do this, and then I just love this technique because it just looks so airbrushed. You guys already know your face shape, so this is a cool Tom Ford technique that I learned. The reason why I like to do it just straight out and not kind of drag it down, it's because when you do it straight out like this, like kind of like horizontal, you are going to create more of like an upward lifted cheek, instead of when you're dragging it down, you're kind of giving your face like a hollowed look. I don't know if you guys want that hollowed look, but I'm very feminine and I really like my cheeks to look up and very like apple-y. And then I'm gonna put some on my forehead. I really want to order one of those Jeffree Star mirrors. I just love the baby pink one, and I really, really want one so bad. I don't have one. I need one of those. And he recently just launched like 2 new colors. Like, oh my god, so cute, with the minty green or teal, and then the lavender. Oh my god, I died when I saw that color. That's something that I've been practicing on, is not go heavy with the foundation, because before, oh my god, I went so heavy with the foundations. It's kind of hard to admit your faults sometimes when you don't realize it and you feel like you're doing everything perfect, but there's always room for improvement. Like, you can always do better, and I feel like this is kind of like a better way to do like makeup. Okay, so this is the powder that I've been using. Too big. I cannot use the Laura Mercier translucent powder because it just makes me so dry. Like, it literally cracks my under eye. Like, it's so ugly and bad when I use that product. But this powder is so amazing. I love it so much, and it does not dry me out, and it has a peachy kind of pinky undertone, which I love because it's so good for correcting. So I'm gonna just use this Real Techniques brush let me just go over with my beauty blender to make sure that everything is nice and smooth before I go ahead and set it. Okay, and after, to give me extra coverage and to give me more of an illuminated look, I like to go in with a full coverage powder underneath my eye that is like bright and that's like 2 shades lighter than my skin tone. Nice lighted area, like a focal point. I don't know what to call it. So I like to go with my Studio Fix by MAC, and this is the shade NC25. I also really like the Kat Von D, and but I'm gonna use this for the outside of my face since I didn't go heavy with the foundation this time. I'm gonna use that powder for extra coverage. So I just do this, and I really like this powder. Okay, cool. Now let's do the other side, and the first thing I do is tap the powder right on my sunspot because I hate it so much. I want to get it lasered off, but it's so close to the eye that I'm kind of scared. And also, since I didn't put any foundation on my forehead to avoid creasing, I like to go with this powder right in the center like this. And this acts as my foundation. Since it's a full coverage foundation, why not? I like to use this so much because the powder sticks onto my skin so well. Since my skin is so dry, I like this so much. So if you like to use just powder foundation, I recommend a spray like this because it makes your skin super tacky. Not like super tacky and annoying, but like a good tacky, if you know what I mean. So I basically like to go on all the areas that I usually like to highlight with this powder. And then I use a darker powder for around my face. With this IT Cosmetics brush, and it doesn't have a number, it just says Brilliant Powder. It's this brush right here. I'm gonna go in with this powder on all the areas that I contour, like around my face. And I also like to create a little bit of a shadow on the sides of my nose to kind of start building that nose contour, and also on the top. And I like to buff the foundation on my forehead so it's not like super packed on my forehead. Oh my god, I'm using so many powders, I know. But I find that this way, my face just looks super good. And my makeup lasts all day, like I don't have to touch up or anything. After that, I'm gonna go with the Studio Fix powder, kind of mix my contour and the rest together like so. And basically with this powder you're just gonna buff it out. Okay, so now that we have all those powders on the skin, we're gonna go with another powder. Oh my god. And if you like a very matte look, this is a great way to have a very matte look. Okay guys, so at work I got this powder, this bronzer. They gave it to me because when you work at a makeup store or like for a makeup counter or whatever, they give you like gratis, and they gave it to me and I was like, yeah, I'll take it because it's a Guerlain bronzer, like why not? I really like it. And also when they give me free makeup, I don't get like the pretty packaging like this. I just get like literally like the bronzer and that's it. So I'm using the Guerlain bronzer in the shade 01. And I'm going to use this Sephora brush, and this is the Pro Airbrush 55, and buff it on the skin so you have like a very pretty bronzy look. And also hold the brush like from afar, like not like up here, because then you're going to put a lot of pressure on your face and it's going to be hard to blend it how you want to. So just grab it from like here or like even here, like just go like this. I like to go under my nose, dip it again. See? That is why I hate not having my hair pulled back when I'm doing my makeup.
Because it's just so annoying when it comes forward. Like, oh my god.
I really like to load on the bronzer. Like, I'm not scared to put bronzer on my face. Like, I go heavy with the bronzer. I just love a very bronzy look.
Okay. Now that we're done sculpting the face, we are going to apply blush. And I know I'm doing everything backwards. Like, usually I would start with the eyes, but today we're doing the skin first. So this is the blush that I like using, and the color is Brazen Bronze 09, and it's a shimmer blush, and it's by Estee Lauder.
Love this. I love this blush. And I'm going to use the Morphe M554, which is my favorite blush brush. It's like one of my faves. Like, I'm always going to use this to apply blush because I love this so much.
And I like to tap. I went heavy-handed with the blush.
If you apply too much brush, just go back with your powder brush and kind of swirl that together. So now with the residue of the concealer that's on your Beauty Blender.
Booty blender.
Beauty Blender. So you're just going to go on your eyelid like this.
Now I look like a panda.
And instead of going over with a shadow and setting the whole eye with powder, I'm not going to do that this time because I kind of like having a tacky center so I can put the shimmer on top, like on my lid color. I mean, on my lid. And then that makes it pop more because of the tacky base underneath. I'm just going to use a Tom Ford number 13 brush to start off. I'm going to use this super old MAC palette that I recently discovered again and fell in love with. And I'm also going to use the Too Faced Natural Matte, and this was the old version of it. I know they recently just relaunched it.
Okay, so this is what it looks like, and I'm going to be using this color and to kind of put it on my crease. So I'm going to use tapping motions first.
And I know this color is super light, but that's the whole point.
And now we're going to go in with the color Honey Butter, and it's this color right here.
So now we're going to slowly start tapping and bringing that forward like so, and then start blending once you have that color placed. And kind of drag it out as you go. I also like to put a little bit of shadow right here. I'm going to start by tapping. And once I have that color placed, then I'm going to start swirling and blending. And as you can see, I am grabbing the brush from the end because I don't want to use so much pressure.
And I'm going to go in with that same color on my lower lash line. And this just ties the eye all together when you bring that soft transition color down. And also I'm dragging it outwards. Okay, I need to shut my mouth when I'm blending.
And now with the Kylie Jenner brush in the number 12.
And it looks like this. It's just very similar to the 217 by MAC. So it's like that. It's really nice. And yes, it's dirty. But I kind of cleaned it before.
Chocolate cookie, and it's right here. And I kind of do this to kind of pack the brush, and it doesn't like go everywhere. Instead of just throwing all the color at once, doing this. Like, that's just so much product going to waste. So I tap it. And as you can see, I always start from the outside, working my way in. But I don't want to bring this color all the way in. I just want to keep it on the outside. Now we're going to do the lower lash line, and I'm still going to keep this on the outer third of the eye. I'm going to go back with that brush that I used for my transition and kind of just blend everything together and go back and forth. This is the kind of makeup that I do on like an everyday basis, and it's super easy and quick, especially when I'm going to work. Now, this palette honestly makes me so grateful that I work in cosmetics because I also got it as a gratis. But this is the Dior designer palette, and I absolutely love this palette so much. Like, I am so grateful that I got it for free, but either way, I would have bought it with my own money. This is the palette, and these are the colors, and I think they're absolutely stunning. Like, I love this shadow that is super sparkly, and that's what I'm going to use on my lids. And it also comes with a liner, which is this one right here, and it's cream. And now with this Marc Jacobs shadow brush in the number 22, and it looks like this.
I'm going to go in with my spray and dampen this.
And I'm using tapping motion.
Okay, so now that we have that done, I'm going to put on lashes and do my brows, and I'll be right back.
Alright guys, so I am all done with the eyes, and okay, so for my lips, what I am going to do is, so this makeup is literally like old school makeup that I used to use. I love it so much because it's kind of similar to my natural lip color, And I like to overline with this lip liner as well. And I think they still have it. Like, I'm sure they still have it. And once again, it's in the color 3C. The Chanel designer for apparel recently launched his own cosmetic line, but it's like limited edition. If you guys don't know who he is, his name is Karl Lagerfeld. And oh my god, isn't the packaging so cute and iconic? Like, it's definitely a collector's piece.
And it lights up as well. Like, how cool is that?
By the way, this is the color Princess Choupette. Actually, I kind of want to add a little bit of gloss. So I'm going to be adding this Chanel lip gloss. It's one of the older formulas, but it's still super good. And I really like this. Like, I bought this right before they relaunched their lip glosses, like with the new formula. This is so amazing. It's like a sparkly kind of gloss. Here, let me show you guys.
I think gloss makes everything better. Like, I literally never thought I would like brown lipstick, but it's so pretty.
This is pretty much the combo that I used on my lips. Alright guys, so I hope you guys enjoyed this look, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Okay, so I was telling my fans, I need to shut the fuck up. I have no fans.
Don't look at me. Why are you looking at me? And